Hello, 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 and welcome. If you're watching me right now, you are at the Coaches Lounge with yours truly, host Barbara J. Beckley. And I always get so excited about this particular show because I have to say, this was my brainchild. I'm going to put it like that of creating a show that I wanted to make sure coaches, mentors, educators, and just people in the world that's trying to really make us understand who we are and that we have potential and that we can grow and that we can reach to our goals, right? And a lot of times we kind of think, take a step back and say, oh, I have to do this all on my own. I got to do it by myself. And let me just do what I need to do. And you keep trucking along that little truck, that little, route, that journey, which is one of my wonderful guests is going to talk a little bit about. It's just giving you a little inkling. But then we had to find out you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. And you shouldn't do it alone. And we should be able to lift each other up, help each other, move that needle, encourage each other, give that person that joy in life. Hint, hint, another hint with our guest today. And I just want to make everybody understand that it's so important that you don't feel like you're left behind, that you don't feel like that, you know, if you ask for help, that something's wrong with you, that you have a problem with yourself. Most of the time, I tell people if you don't ask for the help, something's going to become wrong because you're not living your full potential. So you want to make sure you're doing that. And that's where coaches come in. That's where mentors come in. That's where other people say, hey, you know what? You can do it. You're awesome. Sometimes you need to hear that sometimes, right? Because it's just lifts you that little spunk sometimes. So I said to myself, I never really seen a TV streaming show or a podcast that really interviewed or just had people give that shine on coaches. And I said, well, since I haven't seen it, I'm going to create it. That's what they always say. If you can't create it, right? And that's what I did I haven't said for 5 years. We've been on with bringing amazing, spectacular individuals that I've been on the show. It just humbles me every time because I learn so much from them, and they have such the kindest hearts. We have one today. So I don't want to talk too long because I always tell them when I bring them to the show, this is your time to be selfish. Yes. They can love on themselves. They can talk about themselves. They can if they have a book, if they're a speaker, whatever they do. I tell them to come on because this is your time to shine on this show. And then once you hear them, get their personality, get the chance to know them, guess what? There's something you as an audience that can do is if you see a coach or anybody on this show that you're like, I kind of like that person. I like what they were talking about. I think I need something in my life, what they're talking. You can reach out to them. See, I give you that open gate. So there's a twofold here. You get to know, and I get to hang out with them too. So that's like my gift. But the other thing is, you really have a chance to get to know them yourself, and then you can reach out, and guess what? Then you can hang out with them as well. So today we have a wonderful, wonderful. Usually when I bring the women on, when I have women guests, I call them the queens. Well, I have some kings today. Yes, put your king on, Ted. Ted, right now, he's the author of Finding Joy Journey of You. First international bestseller in motivational help, self help. already. That's one. Let's put a check, right? Whew. He's a personal transformation coach, check. And self esteem, check, check. And he's a former architectural firm owner. Wow. A commercial real estate broker. Oh my God. See? Entrepreneur and speaker. He has spent over 30 years, 30 years. Think about that, of helping people grow personally and professionally. So you cannot question at all his credibility at all. Through his joy led philosophy, he teaches that lasting success begins with discovering purpose, which he's in my wheelhouse, increasing your value, and creating the freedom to live the life you were meant to live. This is going to be amazing conversation. I see it already. We will be back in less than 60 seconds to talk to this. Yes, I'm going to say it again through the interview. This king. We'll be right back. If you're just tuning in, you have in the me, yours truly, Barbara J. Beckley is your host, and this wonderful, amazing, spectacular king, Ted Kopecko.
Oh my word, Barbara. I am humbled. I
Oh,
am absolutely humbled, and honestly, thank you for what an amazing intro. I really appreciate it. But more importantly, I really appreciate you.
oh, thank you.
I am serious. Every audience, if you're listening in right now, I want to tell you, shout out, give me a big yes. Don't you love Barbara? Because I want everybody in the chat box. If we had a chat box, put a yes in that chat box because Barbara and what she does and the amount of value that she gives in her podcast to her audience, and I know how much effort it takes to put these on. So,
Yes.
Barbara, really, my honors to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for inviting me. I'm excited about being here today, and excited, just to have a great conversation with everybody. And I think everybody, you're going to learn a lot today. So, if you're driving your car, or you're jogging and you're listening, or wherever you're at, um, you're going to start looking at your life a little differently after this conversation. But
Yes.
I really do appreciate the great introduction, Barbara. So thank you, thank you, thank you on that. And I'll just go ahead and just do a quick introduction. So nobody knows me at this party.
I was
So
gonna just go on in. Well, before you do that introduction,
yeah,
um, remember this is about you. Thank you for putting a little glove on me, but I just want people to know that we talk behind the I call it the virtual green room, and already the golden nuggets was coming out of King Ted, and with that, I have to say the book that he wrote talking about joy, it's his whole being. Just to let everybody know, when he starts and talks about his story, but you can tell it's his whole being. He has a light. I know you can't see it if you're just listening, but I'm just letting you. I'm giving you this. he brights. He'll bright up a room everywhere, and that's where it comes from too. It's just a radiance that he gives of joy. So I just want to thank you for always showing up that way because we all need that. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about it, but I just want to let you know that thank you for doing that. That's an example that we should all take into account. So Thank you so.
No problem. Well, again, I am just super excited about being here. Everybody, my name is Ted Kopecko. Not that I'm anybody special, all right? Because we're all in the boat of humanity together,
Mm-hmm.
all right? Now, for this conversation, strip away all the politics, strip away all the chaos in the world and all that stuff that we're all going through. All that stuff is, and I'll get to this in a second, is all negativity and toxicities to our what? Our cerebral hard drives. So
Mm.
what you want to do is just kind of throw those things away for the next few minutes here, and let's just have a conversation as human beings. I
Yes.
don't care where you come from. I do a lot of, I've talked to probably thousands of people in my journey and so far. I know Barbara has too. And you come to realize one thing: God put us in all sorts of packages, all sorts of wonderful packages. I always say this to everybody: we're all different flavors of ice cream, but at the end of the day, we're all ice cream. Okay? We're all ice cream. We're all human beings. We're here to do one thing, and that is to help each other find greater value in their life. And so,
Mm.
just a little bit about me and my life. Yes, Barbara mentioned this. I'm a commercial architect by trade. I owned my own practice for a number of years. We did everything from interiors of hospitals, from cafeterias to ORs to shopping centers, like the Safeway centers out there that you see. And then we also had an industrial division where we did large and Amazon type of buildings. Now, at the time, Amazon wasn't really around, but we were doing work for General Electric, Honda Corporation, and so forth. I got to a certain point that I started literally living the life of my father, and
Mm.
I was really getting ready at a very young age to have a heart attack or a stroke because I was working, oh my gosh, 16-hour days, 8 days a week, and with success. But what is the value of success if you're not in the right life,
Yes.
right? Yeah, it was pretty cool to go into an office and have a bunch of architects and staff and all that. I was pretty young at the time, but right out of college, I started my practice, which was
Mm.
highly unorthodox. I figured I'll just hire architects versus going to work for one, which I did. So what God gave me in my life, the DNA in my being, is actually marketing. I'm a really, really good marketer. And if you want to get through life, that's one of the keys of it, is you need to understand you have this life here on earth and you're here to do one thing, is to find a greater purpose, to show the world who you are. Les Brown, who's one of my, I love him to death, one of my great mentors, you all have greatness in you.
Yes.
Stop aiming for the moon and aim for the stars. So I want to get a yes in the chat box on that one. If you're out there driving or whatever you're doing, just shout out a yes. Yeah, Ted, you're I think you're on to something, brother. Right? So
Yes.
what happened was I got to a certain point that I had burnout at a really young age.
Mm.
So I sold my practice, got into commercial brokeraging, which I'm fairly well known for in my own neck of the woods. I buy, sell buildings and so forth. But I started thinking to myself, God, there's got to be more. There's something more. I'm missing something in my life. Now, raise your hand if that's you. Do you kind of feel like there's something in your life that you're saying to yourself, God, you know something? Yeah, I'm working every day. I'm doing the right thing. But at the end of the day, I don't feel fulfilled. I'm not there yet. But you know what tends to happen with that attitude?
Mm.
Tomorrow never comes. You
Mm.
keep feeling that attitude over and over and over and over until one day you're wearing a orange apron working at Home Depot or a blue vest working at Walmart. Now,
Mm.
nothing wrong with those jobs,
Mm.
but what has happened in your life is you took the time in your life and you worked it away, right?
Yes.
So I started recognizing the fact that since I had many employees in my life, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
successful people I've been around and so forth, I started connecting some of those dots. You see, God gave us all the dots in our lives. We just got to be smart enough to connect them for ourselves.
I love
But
when.
I started looking at people and saying, God, what makes them have a level of success in their life? But
Mm-hmm.
most of us are in struggle. Right?
Yes.
What memo did they get
That we
somehow
need.
early in life to develop themselves from hero to zero?
Mm-hmm.
But most of us somehow fall in between those lines. We wind up working our life away, right?
Mm.
So looking at that, just that concept, I was
Yeah.
going, and this happened about 5 years ago, and I was blogging and on Facebook and stuff, and and it was more entrepreneurial blogs about businesses and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I came across the word joy.
Mm.
And I started really thinking to myself, well, what does joy actually mean? Forget the momentary little bit of happiness, maybe on a Sunday afternoon at a barbecue, right? Or coming away from Disneyland. What is really true joy about? And I started really dissecting that and going, well, maybe true joy is really about our life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just not that one fleeting minute, but it's more about us as human beings. So I'm a big acronym person. I love acronyms. It's
Me
almost
too.
like a little puzzle, right? Who doesn't like acronyms out there, right? You love acronyms. So I started looking at it going, well, what does joy actually mean? And one thing led to another. I went, journey of you.
Mm-hmm.
I went, joy is the journey of you. Joy. So I started thinking about, that would be a great title of a book. Let's put some of these thoughts together, and a lot of divine guidance here, right? I owe all the glory and honor to the Lord, because this book took 3 years to write, a little bit
Mm.
more than that. It's 400 pages. So everybody, if you want to change your life and you want to get towards a better, more abundant life, it takes work.
Yes.
Nobody's going to hand it to you unless you won the lottery. And you know what the odds of that are. So I started thinking about it. So how about let's say we're finding our life,
Mm.
right? And that's how the title started developing. Finding Joy, Journey of You is the subtitle. So finding joy is finding our journey in life. What is our God given purpose that we were really in our hearts, where we were, and how can we change was downloaded to us on our cerebral hard drives when we were young.
Yes.
You see, this is the common denominator that almost all of us have.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we were taught when we were young.
Yeah.
And that common denominator, guys, I think when you recognize this, you'll realize and the light bulb will go off and, oh, God, that's right. That is really true. Well, what we were taught? Well, the very first chapter in Finding Joy, Journey of You, the book, is called, and every chapter is a journey chapter of some facet of our lives.
Mm.
How can we make a change, incremental changes to change our trajectory and our destination? Right? So the very first chapter is the journey of mindset,
Mm.
because this is where it all begins, the journey of mindset. And I started really going back and deciphering this. I did actually read a lot of her research work. Her name is Carol DeWick from Stanford University. She did a lot of work in mindset. And she says that most of us have a fixed mindset
Mm.
and some of us have a growth mindset.
Mm.
So we started really deciphering that in Finding Joy, the Journey of You book. And we decided, something, well, maybe not we're all completely have a fixed mindset, or we're probably not all completely have a growth mindset, but we're somewhere in between.
Mm.
See, there's a bandwidth of mindset. Now, I will tell everybody the bad news is 98% of us are on the left side of center, closer to the fixed mindset,
Yeah.
right?
Now,
And
let me pin that for a minute, Ted. When you first of all, thank you for writing the book, and I love the acronym. I love acronyms too. I have one for me. And the other thing is when you said that some people go from here zero to hero, and then some of us miss that memo. What do you think caused some of us to miss that memo? I mean, what do you think is giving
yeah,
us a little bit more?
that is right in line to where we're going.
Yes.
You know, Barbara, I'm telling you, you could have wrote the book Finding Joy Journey of You. But that is a great question because the reason why most of us are left side of center, closer to a fixed mindset, was
Hmm.
literally about 1 minute after we were born. You see, when we were born, I absolutely believe, I don't have any science backing on this, and I don't think any scientist has any science backing on this, but I believe that very moment when we were born,
Hmm.
right, we had a 100% growth mindset.
Mm.
We
Okay.
didn't know, no, we didn't know
Okay.
anything at that point in time. Everything was open to us.
Yep.
Our brains were had fresh hard drives in them,
That makes sense.
right?
Yes. I hear.
Well,
Yeah.
what happened 1 minute? What happened 1 minute after we were born? The doctor lifted us up by our legs and slapped us in the butt.
To make us cry.
That was
To make
that's a
us
great
cry.
metaphor for life. You're
I love
happy, and all of a sudden somebody's hitting you,
that.
right? You get slapped down somehow, and
That
so
could be a book of its own. So that could be a book of
that
its
was
own.
that was our first moment of recognizing
Something.
negativity of some form, right?
Mm.
A slap.
Mm.
Then
I
from
can.
there, what happened was we were toddlers. Our
Yeah.
parents loved us maybe, and they were telling us when to stand up, when to sit down, eat this, don't eat that, stop picking your nose, you know. And we were told we were being calibrated at that time, not by
Yeah.
any bad stuff, just we were being told. So what was happening at that moment? See,
Yeah.
look at our brains as a cerebral hard drive, like a hard drive you would have in your computer or even
Mm-hmm.
on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
What were the apps that were downloaded to us? So
Mm.
what after being toddlers, what happened? We
Mm.
went to where? We went to a grade school.
So yeah.
What were we doing in grade school? We were sitting in chairs. And in sitting in chairs, we had the teacher up in front, which was our future boss.
Mm.
Now,
Mm.
granted, we had subject matters and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but what was the defining common denominator of our school years? Sitting in desks, doing what we were told, going out to recess, coming back, having homework, go back, do it the next day, right? What did
Yeah.
you do in high school?
Yeah.
You
Same.
did pretty much the same thing,
Yeah.
right? That common denominator was present for us for at least 16, 17, 18 years of our life,
Mm.
right? That imprinted us to go out and do what? We were creating an industrial workforce
Already at the end. Yeah.
already, right? Not so much what you learn, history, math, chemistry, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the byproducts. The common
Mm-hmm.
denominator was what we were taught early on and how to act and how to conform, how to go in line with the other sheep.
Mm.
We weren't taught entrepreneurship.
No.
What we were taught was an F was failure, and you didn't match up with the other kids in the class
Yes.
that may
Yes.
have got an A or a B,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And failure, who hasn't failed on one test, right? We all have. What was that feeling when you got it back, right? Because of the impressions of what we were thinking other people would think of us. Already we're thinking not of ourselves, we're thinking about what is that impression. of what how people react to us. We got an F. At the end of the day, that failure mark starts changing us to a fixed mindset. You see? So after 18 years of doing this over and over and over, right? We get out to the work world, and what we were taught. We were taught to sit at a desk,
It,
listen to the boss, and do that for the next 40, 50 years of our life. So finding joy was saying, okay, how do you change that mindset?
yes. How do you
And
exactly?
what this comes down to is this, and this is where it takes courage and commitment from everybody in the audience. Guys, are you with me? Raise your hand if you are. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you had enough is enough and you want to move forward, right? Do you want to have a better life? And we call this in finding joy life straighted.
Mm-hmm.
Are you frustrated enough in life that you know you have a greater purpose?
Yes.
God had something in your heart and it just wasn't working your life away. You see, and I don't want to get over religious here, God does not want us in struggle every day. You know what the meaning of struggle is? Pardon me. It's the loss of freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So, how do we get from our fixed mindset
Mm-hmm. To
towards a growth mindset? So let's take an example of a growth mindset as one example. In Finding Joy Journey of You, we have a lot of these stories of people going from literally struggle to ultimate freedom in their life.
mm-hmm.
And there's telltale signs that every one of these people do. Let's take one that we all know. Again, no politics here, no nothing here. Let's take an Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk did not go to college,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he started PayPal. How does a how does a person do that? You know, they obviously didn't care about failure. You see,
Nope.
failure in a growth mindset is not a setback, it's a set up for
Forward.
success in your future, right?
Yes.
He didn't know anything about how, all he knew was, wow, there's a potential need here.
Yeah.
How do I take money, convert it in the internet, and be able to transfer it from person to person?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Well, you know what he did? He read.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a huge, huge tip for everybody. If you want to change your mindset, the one thing that we don't do in our lives, as most of us, is read.
Yeah. So true.
Okay, everybody, I'm going to give you a shocker here, and I'll say this a little bit later. You have to invest in yourself.
Yes.
If you
Definitely.
want to move forward in life, you have to invest in yourself. But let me give you a big way you can invest in yourself on the cheap, and that is to read. You don't have to go back to college. You don't have to like try to reinvent. No, read. Find that purpose you have, and then start reading about it. And I say this to everybody: if you want to change your mindset, you have 15 minutes of time in your day. Yes, I know you're tired. You probably work 10-hour days, an hour to get to the job, an hour to come back, 8 hours. Right? You come home, maybe fix dinner. You want to escape. You turn on reality TV, right? That takes up another 4 hours of your day, right? And now you're tired. You go back to it over and over. And what happens is we get busy,
Mm-hmm.
and busy is not productive. It may feel like productive, but it's not moving ourselves off the fence of life. We're stuck, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where most people. Give me a raise everybody's hands if you feel that way, right? Are you stuck in life? Because if you do, you have to start reading, right?
Yes.
I'm going to do a cheap plug here. Get your first book, get Finding Joy, Journey of You, because it's a great primer for all the other books I'm going to have you go read. So if you just take 15 minutes a day, read 15 pages a day, you can change your mindset in 1 year. You realize how many pages that is in a course of 1 year?
Mm-hmm.
365 days. This is non negotiable, everybody. You read. It's the cheapest way to put a new program on your brain,
Yes.
right? Read every day, 15 minutes a day. Give me 15 minutes, everybody. Can you do that? Give me a big yes out there. Scream it. I know people may say you're crazy, but go ahead and scream it. I don't care if you're walking, everybody looks at you. Just yell out yes, it's okay. Because if you want to get anywhere, you have to accept being embarrassed from time to time. It's okay. It's okay to be a little crazy. So if you read 15 pages a day, that's
Mhm.
5,400 pages. That's 18 books in a year.
Wow.
If you started doing that right today, right now, right today, make this your day, and you pick up Finding Joy Journey of You, and you start reading it, and you finish at the end of the year 18 books. Books from John Maxwell, books from Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, all of these people who are there writing about how you can raise the value of who you are and your time to create a greater purpose, you will change everything in your life in the course of 1 year. Remember, incremental steps. You're not drinking from a fire hose here. Incremental steps, because that will make big changes in your life.
Yes.
So if you read if you read 18 books at the end of the course of the year, everything will change for you. Your friendships will change. The people you talk to will change. Your perspective of your life will change. How
Mm.
you think of things. What do
Yeah.
you think about the sensitivity of everything around you? Plus, the more important thing, you have a greater respect of who you are,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, you know
So,
what? We're gonna have to bring you back.
oh no, we're running out of time. I'm sorry.
I was like, oh my God, look at this. And I'm taking notes. I'm like, oh no. But what I
Well,
want
I mean,
to do is
the
I
reason
want
why,
to give just some golden, because I'm going to take myself down. I want to just give
yep,
you just a few more minutes of golden nuggets that you can give the audience.
sure.
We'll wrap up so they can contact you, and then we're going to have to do a part two for this because this is really good, really good. So,
Well, I appreciate that because the reason why, Barbara, the book went to a number one international bestseller on motivational self help, personal transformation, which I'm most proudest of, personal
mhm,
transformation, changing lives, right?
mhm,
And self esteem is because it hit a nerve. And you know
mhm.
what the nerve is? We all go through this. Every
Yes,
one of us are
yes,
in struggle in our life. And
yes,
all we want is a better life for ourselves and our families. And
yes,
how do we get that?
yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, your boss is going to come in one day and say to you, "You're so awesome. I'm going to give you a raise," right? Um, that's probably not going to happen for you. But but in Finding Joy, Journey of You, we wrote in terms of what is the alignment of joy. You have mindset. You have four areas of it, and I'll kind of leave you with this. I won't get in much depth, but you have mindset, you have identity, you have time, and you have direction. So one of the things is identity. How are you branding yourself? Where are you going? Now the book goes in a lot of depth about this. How do you brand yourself? What are you presenting to the world, and how is the world reacting to you? And this is I've mentioned this earlier. Procter and Gamble and all these major companies out there, they spend billions of dollars on product branding. But you know how much human beings spend on branding themselves? Any investment? Almost zero. So we need to understand that we need to find a way to create a better investment in ourselves. People like Barbara get into a coaching program, get into a mentorship program, and start. Like I said, the easiest way to do it is start reading. Time is extremely important. And I'll leave you guys with this: who are you spending your time with, right? How are you spending your time? We all have a time bank. We go in to the times bank and withdraw so much time, and we spend that time every single day. Most of our time is spent at a job that's paying you on the cheap. Les Brown had a great quote, and his quote was this: "You only work hard enough so they don't fire you, and they only pay you enough so you don't quit." Right? And that's the essence of Finding Joy Journey of You. You know what the acronym for job is, Barbara? I'm sure you know it. It's just over broke. So we do this every single day. We
Yes.
put all of our time and effort into a job. Now, some people may come back to me and say, well, Ted, I just love my job. If you do, that's wonderful. But beware of one thing: AI is knocking on your door for your job. And within the next 5 years, it's going to be dramatically different. We can get into that on another
Yes,
conversation.
that's a
I'm trying to
whole
speed it.
lot. That's what I'm about to
I'm
say.
trying to speed it up here for you, girl.
That's
And time. So,
wonderful.
who are you spending your time with? Who are your friends? Right?
Yes.
You are the sum of the five people that you hang out with. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future, as Jim
Mm,
Rome would say.
mm,
So, what I'll say to everybody is this on some of the parting things here is listen, are you life led? Are you letting life lead you, or are
mm-hmm,
you leading your life? Are you job led, just over broke led, or are you
mm,
joy led? Are you putting your life first so that you can find a greater purpose to
mm-hmm,
raise the value of your time to
yes,
become valuable to help others raise their value
mm-hmm,
to be successful, to
mm.
have abundant freedom in your life? That is the secret sauce of success. I hope everybody wrote that one down.
I had
But
to
if you
write
do
my
want to
own.
get Finding Joy Journey of You, the book, you can get that on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. It's also on audiobook. And then if you want to, and we have a fun website called findingjoy.us. And I love the extension. It's findingjoy.us because it's all about us together helping each other move forward. So findingjoy.us, you can get the book there. And if you go to the website, you can download a free workbook. It is a serious workbook. It's about 80 pages. You can download that. And let me tell you guys this: if you finish the workbook, do a reel, do a little YouTube thing. Hey, I finished Finding Joy workbook. Here it is, Ted. And flip the pages, show it to me, and we will send you a Finding Joy Journey of You diploma,
Oh,
right?
look at that. Wow.
Now, this is I know it sounds kind of fun, and it is, but at the
Setup.
end of the day, it is your flag to put up on your wall to remind yourself this: you just graduated from your past life, and now you're going to your new life. You're going to a life of abundance. So
I
we,
love that.
isn't that fun? And
Yes, I
we
love
want to help everybody. So get on there. We're developing courses and stuff like that. Get onto these type of programs.
yeah.
The Coaches Lounge is, I got to tell you, I love it. It's one of the podcasts I listen to. And I want to tell you, everyone, this is a great way to input positivity
Yes.
and a new program in your brain,
Yes.
right? By doing this, you will change. If you make Barbara's program and her podcast a habit in your life, start reading, get Finding Joy first, because when you get to the other books out there, the John Maxwell's, the Dr. Hardy's, and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
they get to be a little bit like physics.
Mm-hmm.
So Finding Joy is 400 pages. It is a serious book, but it is a great primer to help get yourself to that next level. So
Yes.
everybody get out there, get Finding Joy, Journey of You, finding your purpose, value, and freedom. There you
Yes.
have it. And go to findingjoy.us. I love you guys. I hope that's good.
Well, I we love you so much, King Ted. That's why he's the king. Oh my God, this has been amazing. People, please, I'm going to put it up there again. Go to the website. And guess what? When you go through it, he said if you show it, you get a diploma. You get a little
Yeah,
certificate.
you
Yeah,
get the Finding Joy Journey of You University diploma,
I love
and I
that.
really mean that. It's something you hang on your wall,
Oh, I
but
love
it's a great reminder of
Yeah.
where you've been and where you're going.
Yes. So with that, people, we're going to bring King Ted back. He has to come back. I mean,
Yay!
yes, he has to. We
He's
might
a
have to do
big
something
yes.
with him. He might have to be like a continuing guest through the whole year because this never stops, and this is always forever learning. Like he said, like King Ted said, we should be forever, ever, ever learning always. So please, there was so many golden nuggets in this. Please
Yeah,
put the replay. Please share this out. I just want people to get this really big, and I want to make sure. So with that said,
Barbara.
oh,
Barbara, one last thing. The next program we're going to do is called the Journey of Health.
the journey. Okay, That's
because
huge.
what you put in your mouth is
Yes.
just as important as what you see and what you put in your ears.
See, already you know what the new show, the other show's gonna be, everybody. So look forward to that
Yeah.
because we are gonna make sure we do a part two, maybe a part three. I'm
Yes,
just
let's do
throwing
it.
it out there. I love this. So with that, we want to tell everybody thank you so much. And like I always say, what I always say, and King Ted's been saying it through the purpose. I always tell people we all have unique gifts in us. We really do. For us to be unique, but we want to make sure that that uniqueness not only helps ourselves get through life, but it helps others. So your uniqueness, your gift that you have, can help so many people. But guess what? Having a coach, having a mentor helps get it out even more. Don't think you have a problem. Just know you just want to succeed your very best to others. So, with that
Awesome.
said, I love this show because I love people like King Dead. With that said, I will see you at the next Coaches Lounge. You take care and be you. They say find that joy. You take care.
God bless.